Hello friends, my name is Jennifer and I'm honored to be here speaking with Lisa Roper, outdoor enthusiast, angler, mom of two, ambassador, and also she's trying to crack through the glass ceiling.
Wow.
This is generally a very male-dominated passion or hobby or industry to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, yeah. I mean, I think women are starting to really come out and want to be in the industry, and you know, you definitely see more female anglers and hunters than you did years ago.
Yes.
So I think that's amazing, and it's, you know, part of why I love to do what I'm doing.
When did you first realize that you love the outdoors?
Well, when I don't know if I realized it, it was just part of our life, right? So at a very early age, you know, we'd be out camping and hunting, or going on hunting trips with my dad. Right from the gate, my dad would spend time with us, and, you know, shooting 22s and you know, fishing, and just really enjoying and being a part of the outdoors.
Was it ever strange for you to be out there with your dad as a young woman, as a female?
It didn't seem weird to me, but I think it was hard on my dad at times.
Okay.
In that, on a lot of the adventures, I was the only girl. And so I think, you know, my dad just had to roll with that. And I'm sure, you know, I could kind of hear, you know, the guys bugging him a little bit. Or if we would go on a hunt and my dad would drop me off somewhere and he'd go somewhere else, you know, the guys would be like, "You can't leave her. Like, what if?" And, you know, my dad would be like,
"She's fine.
She's fine. She's good.
She's got this."
Yeah. So yeah, it was, you know, it was a bit hard, but it was great, and we just stuck through it and enjoy it.
Do you have a favorite memory, thinking back in your early years with your dad, that stands out for you?
Well, there's so many, but I guess this one memory, Dad and I went moose hunting, and it was amazing just being with him and being a part of it, and hearing him call the moose. And of course, I'm trying to practice, but, you know, I need to just not do this at this point. Do that on my own time, because I'm sure I was messing things up. But anyway, so he called in a moose, and, you know, he shot the moose and harvested it. So
can you do the moose call now?
I can.
Shall we?
No.
Shall you?
No.
That's for the next show.
Yeah, that's for the next show.
So that's an amazing experience. And then you, as you grew up,
yeah,
you've just continued.
I did.
Join these things as a hobby?
As a hobby, yeah, for sure. You know, every chance I got to go hunting or fishing, and I definitely enjoyed it and found those opportunities. And there was a time in my life where actually some of that stopped, because life happens, and children happen. Yeah. And, you know, being a mom came first, and it still does. But, you know, your kids are needed more when they're younger than when they're older.
Of course.
And so, you know, I didn't do a lot of hunting and fishing during that time in my life. But any chance I got where I could be out for a day, or you know, even just driving the fields with my dad, because we own some buffalo and stuff, that was awesome. Like, I was still able to get out and still, you know, just kind of ground myself with nature.
Amazing. What about your kids? Do they share the love of the outdoors like you have?
Absolutely. So my daughter, not so much on the hunting. She never did. Like, right from the get-up, yeah. She just loves animals. And I mean, I love them too.
We all love animals.
Yes, we do. But she really loved them, like, you know, and she always wanted to take care of them and stuff. So, so she would come on drives and come sit with me out in the field and stuff. But I would never shoot a deer when she was there or something, because it really wasn't who she wanted, and I didn't want to push her boundaries to something then that she would feel really negative or regret. But she loves fishing.
Amazing.
And so we definitely spend a lot of time fishing and enjoying the boat. And my son, on the other hand, absolutely loves hunting. And he is an incredible marksman. I mean, his shot is unbelievable. He puts in the time and effort and the research and the knowledge, the optics, all of it that he knows blows me away, because I actually can't keep up.
Wow.
I really can't. Like, he talks circles around me. So it's awesome. And so I get to have, and he used to like fishing, but I think I fished him out a little.
He's over it.
He's over it.
Can you tell us about your wolf that you guys?
That was amazing. So Tristan and I were invited down to a lodge, Panther River Lodge, and we decided to do this wolf hunt. So the first time we went, we spent 3 days and we were unsuccessful. And you know, you're sitting 12 hours a day in a very small blind. And then we had the opportunity to come back again in January. And our second day in, we were lucky. This 2 wolves came in. One bolted right away, and the other one stayed. And yeah, we were able to take the wolf. So
Congrats.
thank you.
Nice moment for you and your son.
So amazing, and to watch his emotions and his excitement was, I mean, that was more of a highlight, I think, than the actual wolf. Just seeing him, his passion really come out was beautiful.
Now, what do your kids and your husband, what do they think about you when you get out there? Like, you are, today we went out on the boat alone. Like, I've not seen that before. It's very impressive, right? Like, you just go and you do it.
Yeah.
What do they think about that?
I think for my kids, anyways, I'm definitely, they see it as such a positive, like, mom's being true to who she is, right? And they see it as she's going after her goals, right? Her inspirations, her passions. So, like, I know my daughter has said, you know, Mom, you raise the bar. You make me want to be more and do what I love to do and go for it. So that's a huge compliment.
I'll say.
And my husband is so supportive, like, just absolutely amazing, because I do go on a lot of trips by myself. I drive 9 hours to a lodge and go fishing, and you know, he has to trust my ability and where I'm going and my research, and he's just been great.
Let's talk about when you do go alone into like uncharted territory. Do you ever have fear? Is there ever a time that you're like, what have I done?
Oh, absolutely. I think I have quite a bit of fear at times,
Okay.
you know. Not that I don't trust where I'm going and what I'm doing, but there's that fear of unknown and meeting people for the first time you've never met before. Going on doing a bear hunt all by myself from start till finish. I mean, I was scared, 100%. But I think working through that fear is what allows me to grow and become a better hunter and be able to hopefully, you know, bring down some more walls, even for myself,
Exactly.
right? It allows me to let go of some of the fears I have and just know that I'm a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger.
What has been the most difficult thing for you on your journey of the outdoors? Like, have you come into any problems, whether it be people, the industry, or just sort of general ways of thinking when it comes to women and outdoors?
You know, at this point, I actually don't have anything that I can really share, like one specific. I have had such amazing support, and I'm overwhelmed at the both male and female community that has supported me in this hunting and fishing journey I'm on.
Yes.
I mean, you still have some males that feel like women can't do this, and you know, you'll get some sideways comments like, are you really catching those fish or whatever, and you know what?
I saw it.
Thank you.
The camera doesn't lie, guys.
And yeah, I mean, it's just you know, you just don't acknowledge those comments, and you know, I just always like to comment on the positive ones.
Of course.
and yeah, I just keep hoping to grow and take down some walls and let people know that we can do this. Like, and I'm not competing against the male market, right? This isn't like, I don't want to be better than my male counterpart. I just want to be doing what I love and sharing my passion with people, and hopefully that inspires other people to go, it is my passion. I've been scared to bring it out, and I'm saying go for it.
Go for it. And it's been so nice for me to watch. Lisa and I spent some time in northern Saskatchewan at a fishing lodge there, and I know that you were just doing your thing and you're just fishing for the love of fishing, but it was so cool to see people that worked there, the guides, other clients, other patrons that were there just watching you in action. They were truly inspired. It was really cool to see. Have you noticed the community around you, like, embracing you, and male and female people being like, I like seeing what you're doing? Like, have you noticed that?
Yeah, I think so, because, you know, I'm definitely going to more lodges, and I'm being invited to do more things and being a part of the community more, the hunting and fishing community more. So to me, I'm hoping that means that, you know, people are liking what they see and know that, you know, I'm trying to always put my best foot forward and respect and all of that stuff. So I hope it continues, and I'm so excited to see
what you do next.
What happens.
What about some of your wins? Because I know, like we were talking earlier, there's some surprising things that even you were surprised by in terms of the fish that you're catching.
Yeah.
Do you have a story or two that you can share about that?
Yeah, there's been some huge wins. So I'll start with, which we did already speak about, but my solo bear hunt, which really I had to overcome a lot of myths and fears. I've been petrified of bears my whole life. And so it was huge to come over the hill on that one.
Yeah.
And to do it by myself. So I'm out there on my own, knowing that I have to stay in control. I have to figure this out, and working through my emotions. So that was a big one for me. Definitely this past year, catching some really nice pike in Alberta, and something that I've never done before ever is, you know, I caught 3 fish over 40 inches in one day, and like that sounds even weird for me to say, because I'm just like, I couldn't believe it was happening. Like, this cannot be happening.
You were dreaming?
I did, and you know, the thing is, like, I caught my personal best, which you know, in January, and then I caught a new personal best in March. So it was
it just keeps getting better and
just
better.
such a highlight. Just such a highlight.
Describe to people, like, that's why I love watching you, because you're so emotive when you do catch a fish, or when you're excited. It's so nice to see, like, you show your excitement. But how do you feel? Like, can you describe to people how it actually feels to catch a fish?
To catch a fish?
Some people have never fished before. So.
Any fish? Doesn't matter? Or
okay. How does it feel to catch a big fish? Like one that
so my personal best, for an example.
Yes.
Yeah, so that day, I mean, the minute I grabbed the line to reel her in, I knew it was a big fish, and I could feel everything just start to shake. Like, so my knees, my hands, and I'm just like, stay in control, stay in control. And I can feel the excitement building, because now, you know, she's on another run, she's taken off, so I have to let the line go. And you're just, the anticipation, you know, what are you going to see when that fish comes up the augured hole? And so when she did, I mean, my reaction in that video is just like, what is this? Like, it's so big. And, you know, I've never caught a pike that large ice fishing. So, yeah, I was excited.
Yes, ice fishing. I feel like we left that part out.
Oh, sorry, ice fishing. Yes.
I'll be honest. Like, for me to watch this thing come out of the hole, I was watching with my dad and my brothers, and it's like, it keeps coming. Like, it's wild that anything can even. It's unbelievable.
Thank you. It was absolutely exciting. And it's, you know, you're nervous and you're scared and you're so excited and your emotions are going, and you need to make sure that you're taking care of the fish, right? So you got to control all that and make sure you grab the fish correctly through, you know, the gill plate. And when you bring her up, you're supporting her rud away so that, you know, you're not putting that excess pressure on their organs and stuff. And then, when I go to release her, I mean, that's just a beautiful moment for me. And it is with all my fish, whether they're big or small. It's just a beautiful thing, letting that fish kind of go back on its journey. And, you know, watching this fish go back down the hole, and I'm holding its tail, waiting for that strength to tell me she's ready to go. It gets a little emotional. Like, it's
so nice how you described it. But I think it is very important. You know, you're so much about education in terms of how to care for the fish and release the fish and catch the fish.
Yeah.
I would imagine that most people in the industry are like you.
I would think so, yes.
Right? And
absolutely.
So it's more just about educating just the general public. Like, if someone wants to go fishing for the first time, it is important to know what you're doing, because they're living creatures, and they've been on a wild ride, obviously, before they get to the boat.
Absolutely. And if you're into, you know, you're fishing a lake that's catch and release, I find, you know, there should almost be more information. And I know there's actually a program out there right now done by AHIA and Alberta Conservation Association and Harvest Your Own. They're all putting stuff together about, you know, when you catch the fish, taking care of it, taking the best care of it, keeping it out of the water, very minimal, you know, making sure if you are wanting a picture with your fish, that that camera or whichever is ready to go. Again, you know, having your gear ready. And when you release the fish, don't ever throw it. Don't ever toss it. You know, lean over the boat safely and, you know, allow that fish to let you know when she's ready to go.
It's great advice. And
Thank you.
I think people appreciate it because these are just like little tips and tricks that people don't
Mhm.
realize.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about some of the most fun adventures that you've been on, whether it be with other fishermen around Canada or...
Sure. Yeah, I've had some amazing experiences. I want to talk about the lodge I just came back from, Wilderness Family Outfitters, the Jacobs family. So Miriam and Bruce and Corey and Brendan, amazing family. It's a family-owned lodge on Wollaston Lake. Absolutely great fishery and phenomenal family. Just beautiful people. And I was able to spend a lot of time with Brendan fishing Wollaston. And man, we caught some big fish.
Oh, that's amazing.
We had some experiences, like I'll just say this one, we went into this one bay and it's clear. You could just about see almost right to the bottom. And the fish, the pike, were suspended in the water column. So they weren't laying on the bottom and so they're just suspended. So we have the boat on lock.
Yeah.
And the fish are, the pike, because they can sit a very long time perfectly still. And that's exactly what they did in the water column, like about, I don't know, 6 feet from the top. And so you're just looking around at all these big pike and you're just, what is going on? Like, this is amazing. And so, yeah, unfortunately they were in a negative feeding pattern that day. But so, because I'm throwing everything at them and they wouldn't even move. Like they weren't even, yeah. They weren't even interested, but to be able to experience that and see that beauty was, honestly, I didn't need to catch them.
Once in a lifetime. Lisa, it's so wonderful that your dad is the one that showed you the ropes, essentially, of how to get into this passion of yours, and he has passed.
Yes.
So, do you feel he's still present when you're out and about?
I 100% do. You know, it's crazy the amount of things that have happened to me in the last 3 years.
Really?
And I just feel like my dad is there, being a part of it. You know, whether it's catching that big fish or just having an incredible day or being asked to host a lodge. I mean, I just absolutely feel him there. And this one example, so I was up at Wilderness Family Outfitters and we headed out, Brendan and I, on the boat, and we got to the area where we wanted to fish. And I looked up, and on this big boulder, etched in, so not spray painted or anything, and it said John, and that's the name of my dad. And the craziest part is the day before I had such not a great day fishing, right? Brendan was catching fish, and he was doing amazing, and I just couldn't find my groove. I couldn't find it, and so you know, I kind of had to. I'm pretty hard on myself. And so I had to kind of get it together, let the day go, start fresh that next morning.
Yep.
And, you know, I obviously talked to my dad a bit. And so, you know, just asked him to help me with the day. And headed out there. And we pull up and, you know, there's his name on a rock. And it was just like he was saying, I'm here. I got you today. And we had a great day fishing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. Just solid. And so, yeah, I do. I feel like he's here. And I feel like if my dad was actually here, you know, on this earth, that he would be so proud. Like, he'd be just blown away. And he'd be so excited about my adventures and experiences.
Do you have any advice or helpful hints for those that are watching that would love to do what you're doing?
Well,
Oh, to be Lisa.
yeah. Just a girl who likes to hunt and fish. That's it.
That's it.
That's all. I think my advice would be stay true to who you are. Be yourself. And, you know, whether it's hunting or fishing or, you know, photography, whatever it is, my message would be love your passion. Like, just love it, embrace it, don't hide it. You know, go for it and put yourself out there. You know, that's risky.
That's it.
And it's really hard, but take a chance. You know, life is about chances, and I think when you take that chance and it really is about your passion, it'll work out.
thank you so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
so much today. I know you got very vulnerable. I think you
Yes.
didn't expect to chat about
No.
the things we chatted about, but it's nice because people get to know you, right? It's one thing to see someone on the cover of a magazine or read an article. It's another
Right.
thing to really sit down with someone and learn so much about them.
Well,
so thank you for taking the time to chat.
Absolutely.
I learned a lot. I hope you did too. And I hope we hear a lot more about Lisa in the future.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Bye for now.